Right, the Hollywood drama continues, and Hollywood will never be the same again after this. It has been up, down, round the round. It's been mental. This is, of course, the Warner Brothers Discovery sale. Netflix wants it. Paramount wants it. Warner Brothers don't want it. They're like, get someone buy us, please. And it's culminated now in David Ellison warning of a monopolistic Netflix in open UK letter to, basically as Paramount pushes Warner Brothers Discovery bids. Quite interesting, I think. It's one of those things that you go, okay, what's going on here then? So, I think this is one of those things. David Ellison has pushed US lawmakers. Now he's seemingly pushing UK lawmakers, basically, or the creative community in the UK, which is basically meaningless. It doesn't really mean anything what he's doing here. But it is fascinating. And there's been lots of up and downs in this whole situation. He is saying something which I believe is a worthwhile argument. I don't actually want him to buy Warner Brothers. But can't argue with his logic. Can't argue with what he's saying. Because it does feel like if Netflix was to buy Warner Brothers Discovery and have access to Paramount, that it would, one, be a monopoly, but then two, it would have a vested interest in tanking Warner Brothers theatrical market as well, because it's Netflix, of course. Like, why would it want the theatre? I don't know. I've conflicted on this, but let's take a look. So, David Ellison is taking direct aim at Netflix as the battle for control of Warner Brothers Discovery escalates, and he's doing it in public because obviously privately he's not worked. So he's like, I'll just air the dirty laundry in public now, which is fair. I guess that's kind of the way he wants to do it. I think it's a bit, a bit unbecoming, but fine. So in a newly published open letter addressed to the UK creative community, the Paramount Global chief laid out his vision for the future of the industry whilst warning regulators and creatives about what he characterises as the growing dominance of Netflix. Which, I mean, there is. You can't argue with it. So the message comes as Paramount continues its hostile pursuit of Warner Brothers Discovery in direct competition with Netflix's mega deal bid for the studio's film and television assets. I don't know what's happened lately with the legal case that was happening. I'm pretty certain Paramount has sued Warner Brothers for transparency. I've not heard any updates on that yet. So Ellison is framing storytelling as cultural infrastructure. It is, but neither is particularly better than the other. I think Netflix is marginally worse, but they're both pretty bad, all in all. So Ellison opened his letter by positioning the entertainment industry not just as a business, but as a cultural institution worth protecting. And I agree with that. Like I said, I do agree with that. But that's not something which they've been acting on. Right? Like, if it was if all movie studios was acting like it was worth protecting, there'd be significantly more profit going down in the theatres now. But you're just filling it, you're filling it full of diversity and gay stuff or whatever. Like, people don't want to watch that. So you're clearly not actually that bothered about it. And he said this: as a producer and lifelong fan of movies and television, I'm writing this open letter to speak clearly and unequivocally about the vital role visual storytelling plays in our society. And he said, films, television transcend age, ethnicity, politics, and socioeconomic status, connecting us through shared experience. They do when they're not political and partisan, but we've had that, so, They entertain and inspire us, transport us to new worlds, preserve our history, and expand our sense of what is possible. Well, you say preserve our history. I mean, they don't when you include so many diversity hires in historical films these days. So, no, you're not preserving history, actually, but okay. This art form is essential and it must be protected and preserved for generations to come. I agree, but, we're doing a good job at it. So he said further, at Paramount, these beliefs are what drive us and our pursuit of Warner Brothers Discovery. We see an extraordinary opportunity to bring together our two celebrated companies, enabling us to tell more stories, reach broader audiences, and amplify impact. All right. We believe the creative community and audiences are best served by greater choice, not less. and by a marketplace that encourages the full spectrum of filmmaking, content creation, and the theatrical exhibition. Not one that eliminates meaningful competition by creating a monopolistic and dominant entity. Yeah. Can't argue with that too much, can you really? I mean, it's true. What he's saying is true. And he said this, in stark contrast to Netflix's path, this proposed combination is intended to strengthen competition by creating a more capable and effective rival to the dominant platforms. Paramount Studios and Warner Brothers Studios will each produce a minimum of 15 high-quality feature films per year. Saying that you're going to flood the market with films probably isn't the best sales pitch, because that makes people think that you're just going to flood it with shit, but alright. For a total of at least 30 films annually across the group, delivering great entertainment to audiences while supporting sustained job creation across the film and creative industries. We've already increased Paramount's output from 8 to 15 films since closing the Paramount Skydance transaction this past August. Both studios will continue to support a vibrant third-party ecosystem by licensing their films and shows across their own and third-party platforms, whilst remaining active buyers of content from third-party studios and independent producers. I don't know. And he said further, HBO will continue to operate independently under our ownership, enabling it to create more of the world-class content it's renowned for. Every film, this is the thing that he's really pushing here, every film will receive a full theatrical release with a minimum 45-day window globally before becoming available on paid video on demand, with the intention of 60 to 90 days or more to maximize the audience for our most successful releases. We will continue to adhere to the specific windowing commitments we have across the geographies we operate in. Following its theatrical... Guys, bangs on a bit, doesn't it? Basically, theatrical run ends. Each film will go to industry standard home video window. And then that will help video on demand paid stuff. And then it'll go to subscription streaming stuff. So it's interesting. I think this is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen from here. I don't think anyone's going to care that much about this sort of statement. In the UK, people are just sleepwalking into epic decline. So, David, mate, not that you're watching, but David, David, you've got a greater chance of just getting this sorted by going to America, not the UK. The UK's terminal decline. If you were a Muslim, then maybe they would care, but they don't care because you're not a Muslim. Or maybe you say you take it up the chuff, and then maybe they'll care. But you're a straight white man, dude. They don't care. Go back to America and seek legal action, because crying to the UK, they're not going to give a shit. Not going to lie. I live here. I know that they don't care. Anyway, there you go. Thought this was interesting. Bye now.